Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be doing a resin pour on a 20 by 20 inch canvas that I have wrapped in the back using some masking tape, and I've also put some cardboard up underneath it just to brace the center. I am using art resin today, and I've mixed it all up, but I wanted to show you guys what I do when I use a large amount of resin, just to be safe. The product, whether it's art resin or Envirotex, any other resin, is very expensive, okay? And you have a big container like this that you mix up, and you don't see any more stringy bits, and you're pretty confident that you're really well mixed up, really good. You pour your beautiful piece. What happens? There's a soft spot that you didn't mix in, and the piece never cures. And let's see, these little 16-ounce bottles, so for the resin and the hardener, are $49 at Hobby Lobby, and I used half of it. So we're going to say $25 of resin right here. You do not want to waste this by not mixing it well and double checking and triple checking. So what I do is I mix it really well in this big container, and then I separate it into the cups that it's going to have the color in. Like this one will be my white. I need a lot of white. This one will be my black. Okay. And then my red and my silver. So what I will do, essentially, is pour the colors, the resin into their cups, and before I mix in my colors, I will give them another good stir with a clean stick, just to be safe. It would be a really big bummer if this went south and didn't cure right. So that's just something I do to be cautious. You don't have to do it. It's just something I do. So now that I have it in here, I'll just mix it again really good and look at it. I'm not going to mix it for the full 3 minutes. I'm just looking in there, making sure there are no more of those little streaks going through it, which there are not. And that one is all set. I'll do the same over here just to be sure, because sometimes in those big containers you can't see if there's a couple of those little streaks not mixed in, so I just separate it out the way I want it, or the way I need it to be separated, and I look into the cups, mix it a little bit, make sure that it's good and mixed, which it is, and then I move on. So my idea for this piece is I want primarily white and black with little pops of red and silver. That is my goal anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little clear, tiny bit, not much, onto the canvas, just to help the colors move along a little bit. And I'm talking like a really thin coat. We'll start with that and see where we get. I use my hand. A lot of people will use a spreader or a stick. For me, it's less time consuming just to use my hand, and working with resin, you're on a limited schedule time-wise. So I like to save my minutes for actual artwork and not stuff like this. So I'll just use my hand to spread it out really quick. And then change my gloves quick. Another thing that would be helpful is to have 2 pairs of gloves on, which I forgot again. I can never remember to do that. Because then you could just rip off this pair and then start with another pair. And another reason why it's good to do that is because once your hands start to sweat, it's really, really hard to get gloves on. All right, so there is really not that much on here, just a little tiny bit. While I have my gloves off, I'm going to mix my colors really quick. So the first one I'm going to do is the white. Like I said, I need a majority of it to be white. That is going to be the main color. So I have a 9-ounce cup full of resin. I'm going to use that much. Okay, just some of it fell off. That much to start. Let's see how it works. You always want to start off with less and add as you go, as you need it. Now with any colorant, if you do need to get more, because this is not enough, you need to get a clean stick. Never contaminate your colors or your powders or pigments. I'm saying that all wrong. Powders or pastes with a stick that has resin on it. So that is not enough. I could tell already. So I'm going to grab a little tiny bit more and use a bigger stick this time because this is a bigger cup. So I'm going to add that much and probably one more. Okay. And that will definitely be enough. And my plan is to like splash the colors just in random areas. I'm not going to do lines. So it's a nice strong white. Okay, so then my next one would be the black. I'm out of room here, guys. I gotta get a bigger area. Start off with that. This cup is half full, so it's about 5 ounces worth. And I just used the tongue depressor, the tip of it. Doesn't take that much. Okay, so a nice deep black. I wanted to show you the texture also of the molten silver color. It looks like mercury. I love it. You see that in there? It is like really, really cool. Just gonna get my flashlight to show you. You see that? Really cool. And an awesome color. So for this, you don't really need much at all. I have a small Dixie cup and just the tip of the stick. Give it a good mix in. The molten gold and the molten silver you want to mix in really, really good because they're a little clumpy. They mix into the resin just fine, but you just want to, you know, give it some attention. Make sure you get it all in. I've never had a problem with them like leaving clumps in my painting or anything like that. Just make sure you mix it in good. You'll be fine. It's a beautiful color. And then the last one will be the Sassy Red. And this red is the reddest red I've found thus far. I don't think there's going to be one that's redder. It's hard to find a good red when it comes to these colorants. But this is truly, truly red. Truly, truly red. No hint of pink. A lot of them will have a little pink tinge to it. Not this one. So again, just the tip of the stick into my small Dixie cup. The pastes really mix in really quick. Rez, the Cadillac of pigments. That's my saying. I'm going to coin that. Very, very pretty. Bright, bright red. Ooh, that's that sexy lipstick that you wear, that bright red lipstick, girls. So when you go out on the town and you feel good, you're all done up. We all have those moments where we look at ourselves and say, dang, you are fine. All right, so enough joking. Here we go. I'm going to just, there's not enough on there to torch it. I was going to torch the canvas, but there's not enough on there yet. It was such a thin layer. Just looking around for little parts of my kitty cats. Never fails. The canvas came out of the wrapper onto the table, and there's already a little tiny hair. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to kind of splash the colors around. Not forcefully, but see what we get. It's like bam, you know? Bam. You can't really bam resin. I'm going to reserve a little bit in the cup for after in case I need it. All right, so next we're going to bam the black. Okay, so we'll go in here. Up there. I think that is good. I'll do a little bit more there. Good for now. By the way, I did the calculations on art resin, and it said 14 ounces for a 20 by 20. I mixed up 16 to be safe. Now the red, I'm going to start off with just a little here and there. And then once I move it, I will come back to it and see if I want to add more here or there. I want light bursts of red and silver. Maybe a tiny one here. Okay, and then the silver. Those colors really are pretty. Just absolutely love them. Okay, let's stop there for now. Torch it, move it around, use the heat gun. Okay, and this is a beast, so I have to be careful moving it. Oh, let's see here. Letting it glide. Right now it looks like a cow that's been stabbed. Oh God. That's what it looks like so far. I'm gonna have to change that. Okay. Oh, missed the area there. You know what? I could just blow that out. All right. So, first thing I'm going to do is get the heat gun. And start moving things a little bit. I'm going to add more color. I just want to move some of this around to see what is what. Can we give that a rest on the heat? You don't want to heat it too much because then you can burn your resin. So now I'm just looking on where I'm going to be adding more color. I know this area here needs it in the center. Maybe try to move it around a little bit too first. It's nice and liquidy. Okay, I'm going to leave it just like that and start adding in a little more color. My whole idea of little pops of red went out the window, as you can see. Kind of just going with the flow of the colors when I add in this second layer. And we're getting some really nice lacing effects over here in this area. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that alone. And back to my black. And then maybe just a little bit of white up here. Kind of break that up a little bit. And then up through this way. Just using my leftover resin, getting rid of it. Okay. Now, my thinking is I'm going to try to just move it slightly with the heat gun. And if I have to tilt after, I will. Just trying to break up the lines so that they don't look like lines. And I'm pushing the colors over on top of each other. This heat gun is really good. I have it linked below along with everything else that I use for this video. Right, and I'm going to let that be for now. And I'm just going to tilt it a tad bit down towards the bottom here, and it's going to be done. The plan totally changed, obviously. With resin, you can never get the exact effect you're thinking of. I guess if you want to do that, you'll have to hand paint with acrylic because this is a beast of a whole different nature. I don't want to tilt too much because I like what's going on here. It's right over here in the corner that I'm trying to. And if I think I can't do it, then I will leave it. Just watching my pattern all over the place here. Alrighty. So now it's time to leave it alone and take you guys in for a close-up. Just trying to flip my little canvas holders back over here. Now as for the sides, depending on the piece, I will finish the sides by just rubbing the resin down. Some pieces, I admit, I leave it raw. However, the paint falls is where it goes, depending on the piece. But a piece like this that I've tilted and it's all over the side already on one side, I'll go around and I will cover up all the sides. It's personal preference in the end. Okay, I'll leave that alone. Take you in for a close-up. And then I'll do the sides after. You guys don't need to see that. Not that you can even see it, probably. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, so this will continue to change over time. Here, let me shut off the light. That's better. So it will continue to change over the next few hours. You see we have some great cellular activity, great motion. Look at that silver, how pretty. We have some depth, everything that you want in a painting. Truly is magical when you look at all the little things forming. So yeah, that's my painting for today using all Rez products. Look at those effects. I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And anything that I used in this video will be listed in the description below. And have a great day. Happy pouring.